Okay, I just want to, by way of review, for those of you that are catching up on this, Strive is an existing LLC, okay? And they are headed up by Matt Cole, who we're going to show in the video in a second. He is the CEO. They are doing a reverse merger with ASST, Asset Entities, which is Vivek Ramaswamy's Discord and other digital media marketing company. Now, what Strive merger resources you can see here, they're going to do a reverse merger, and they're going to form the first publicly traded asset management Bitcoin treasury company. The combined company will be the first to offer an exchange of Bitcoin for public company equity in a transaction intended to be tax-free to investors under Section 351 as a tax code. There are other things they're doing. Very interesting. That option there, the U.S. is the only country in the world that has that option. So being a publicly traded Treasury Bitcoin company and the only pure play listed on the stock exchange is probably could potentially, I don't know, I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice, could attract whales from all around the world looking to move their custody of their Bitcoin over to a company like ASST and receive stock with voting rights in lieu of holding that Bitcoin. But this is what's going on. Again, Strive, an LLC, is doing a reverse merger with ASST, Asset Entities, going to be the first pure play New York SE listed Bitcoin treasury company versus Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy, which is, it's a applications programming company, I believe, that has a large Bitcoin treasury. Okay, this is MXUX. There was a recent interview with Matt Cole of Strive Financial. I want to go over that. There's some other things coming up that are relevant. Just a bit of news about this next week. And why I think this news is important is, there is a chance that the merger will go through in Strive in August. I'm going to go through why I think or don't think that. But anyway, on the 30th, they're going to release the Trump crypto policy group findings. And this is a preliminary, position paper about what they want to hammer out regarding crypto. And of course, Strive's all about crypto. So let's just go over what's in this in a rough approximation. This is not the final form. They're going to go over this again and again. Now, here it is. On July 30th, Bo Hines, director, long-awaited White House crypto policy report will be made public on July 30. Also on July 30, the Federal Reserve's rate-setting committee will meet. So these are two big deals. And again, maybe on August 1, we would have news on Strive. I don't know that to be a fact. I'm just speculating. The crypto proposal basics are they're going to propose a U.S. Bitcoin Treasury Reserve like El Salvador, but stricter from, some of the seized Bitcoin they have and some other government Bitcoin. But that's a big change. They're proposing to allow access for Bitcoin or crypto to the Federal Reserve payment system versus anybody remember Silvergate stock before they had to go through a bank and then to the Fed, and there was a whole rigmarole, which was a bottleneck and a gate that the crypto had to go through to process things. This will simplify that. Pipeline straight to the Fed. And this is above my pay grade. You have to go through this Fed stuff, gets really confusing. But the point is, this is going to set up basically a secondary banking system, parallel banking system. So these are very big things. And of course, the U.S., the news on the Treasury, government having a Treasury in crypto is a big deal. That's going to bang the airways. It's going to also, they're going to make a proposal on clarifying if crypto is a security or a commodity, what government agency will regulate. Right now, there's all these discussions. No, it's a commodity. No, is it SEC? Is it the, what is it? The commodity, blah, blah, blah. Who is regulating it? So they're going to clarify who's going to do what, or at least make a proposal on that. Now, this is pretty clear, although they say these are recommendations. I mean, this is the text on a central bank digital currency. And they specify, that the U.S. shall not, create one abroad or encourage other countries to create one abroad. It recommends independent U.S. dollar stable coins from private private developers versus a central bank digital currency. And again, this is right from the executive order text. Agencies are hereby prohibited from undertaking any action to establish, issue, or promote central bank digital currencies within the jurisdiction of the United States or abroad. This is a really big deal. And I think this was the difference, one of the big differences between this administration and the last administration. And a lot of people do not like the idea of a CBDC. And we'll have to see how this shakes out. But I think that's pretty clear where this is going to end up. I don't think there's going to be a CBDC. And again, this considers opening up discussions on these topics. I think that's CBDC. So, but that's a big day for crypto. This is all legitimate, making crypto very legitimate, as if it's not already on the stock exchange. I almost fell off my chair when I saw it on the NASDAQ the first time, the listings. But anyway, for the different coins. Anyway, regarding the Federal Reserve, there's all kind of charts and a lot of analysis, a lot of jawboning on what the Fed's going to do. We just saw Trump doing a tour with the Fed chairman, kind of gotcha moment. So, go figure that. But anyway, I think Polymarket's a good way. It's like they say at the county fair, have everybody walking by, guess how much the cow weighs, and at the end of the day, they add it all up. It's the right weight. So, this is what Polymarket says on the Fed decision in July. No change. That's the blue line right up here. Blue line, 96.7%. So, I do not think we're going to have any movement in the Fed rate. I agree with this, by the way, but I think, Paul, you can research a lot of stuff on Polymarket. I like it. Okay, we're going to take a look at this interview. Real quick, I just want to talk about the pipe. As I understand it, the SEC has to approve these pipes. The complexity, how busy the SEC is, and how many comments, because they put everything up for public comments, how many public comments they have to respond to. These all matter, and how long it's going to take. On the outside, generally it's between 30 and 90 days, unless there are, they're very busy, it's a very complex deal, or there's a lot of public comments. So if it's 90 days, the reason all this stuff happening on the 30th is important is if it's 90 days, I don't know that they're going to announce it's 90 days. But the pipe is, I believe, and again, this is do your own DD. This is my understanding. The pipe, the approval of the pipe is what is holding up the listing, the reverse merger. So that's SEC. Those are the factors. If everything is, normal, which it may not be, this is the first of its type, 90 days would be August 1. So there you go. Now I'm going to try to speed through this a little bit. I don't want to do the whole thing. This is NYSE TV. This is their Dallas exchange, their Dallas annex.
Story that we teased just a moment ago, Strive Asset Management is going to dual list 13 of its NYSE listed ETFs on NYSE Texas. And joining me now to talk more about it is Matt Cole, Strive's CEO. Matt, thank you so much for joining. And why this move?
Yeah, so it was about a year ago that Strive itself actually moved our headquarters to Texas. And yeah, Strive's core foundation.
So Matt Cole lives in Dallas.
Capitalism.
Strive is based there.
Now a Bitcoin focus for our firm. But all of the
and you can look at Elon Musk, his move to Texas.
So natural for us.
It's a favorable environment for
list our ETFs in the state of
publicly held
and
companies.
Y'all Street is a real thing.
Yes. Walk us through the ETFs that are now going to be listed, dual listed on NYSE Texas.
Yeah, so of our 13 ETFs, 11 of them are passively managed equity ETFs. The differentiator of those ETFs relative to
other side of the business,
our approach to corporate governance. And so our belief is that when selecting a passive ETF manager, you should look at fees, you should look
Bitcoin
at returns,
Treasury,
and you should also look at the approach that the asset manager takes in engaging and voting the shares
in
on
their
behalf
business
of the
plan.
client. And so our focus again there is pushing corporations to unapologetically accept capitalism, unapologetically lean into AI innovation. We believe there's a big opportunity for corporations to adopt Bitcoin on their corporate balance sheets. So that's a current focus of our firm there. That's for 11 of our ETFs. The other 2 are actively managed fixed income ETFs. So my background, I worked at CalPERS for 16 years. I ran a $70 billion bond portfolio.
Yeah, there you go.
And we've taken that expertise and launched a couple fixed income products as well. We have about $2 billion of AUM at the moment.
Okay,
what's
so
next
there you go.
for Strive?
Here we go.
Yeah, so Strive itself is actually on the path to go public. We announced a reverse merger with a publicly traded company and to become a Bitcoin Treasury company. So we raised over $750 million in a pipe. We expect that transaction to close by early fall, and we expect to be one of the major players. And we think that space has a lot of room to come, and we've been on record predicting over a 50% turnover in the S&P 500 over the next 15 years. And we think the new companies that are going to come in are going to be AI companies and Bitcoin Treasury companies. So we hope to be one of those companies in the years to come.
Incredible. And what do you make of the market conditions now,
and they're
how
be the
that may or may
first
not have impacted your decision?
Listed, publicly traded Bitcoin company.
Yeah, I mean the market conditions this year have been crazy. What a strong decline and then a rip up to new all-time highs in the stock market. And to me that was not surprising because the story of this year was never going to be about tariffs. It was always going to be about AI. And I think it is AI innovation.
Okay, the rest of this is just mostly about
for the economy,
the general economy and so forth.
Bitcoin is going to continue to be a major
gives you an idea of
5 years. And so
I think Matt has a great presentation.
Bitcoin, AI, and then
he's
incredible
talking about
has been playing out, of course,
what
with the stock market
what
now
the
ASST
stock
are you making any trips to Texas
is going to represent. And again, there are publicly traded companies that are acting as Bitcoin treasuries. MicroStrategy, MSTR, with Michael Saylor is one of them. It's gotten a lot of press, and I think everybody knows that story. But anyway, this is going to be a pure play. I mean, their Bitcoin treasury is going to be publicly traded.
So Again, where this firm is
it's
going,
not going to be
our
part
initial
of
focus as a firm
a
is
publicly
pushing
traded
back against a lot
corporation,
of the constraints of
part
the
of a
ESG movement. Our view is that
financial group.
that battle
However,
has largely been
this is a
won, and that
first. The
capitalism
crypto
is back
laws
in
are
style in
first,
America.
and
So we will always
I think
push
it's all
for
very
seeing
exciting.
It's capitalism, meritocracy,
And,
but our view is the best way we can leverage
just
our
hear what,
talents is pushing for
Matt
corporate
Cole has
adoption
to
of
say
things.
here.
That is where we are going. That is our number one focus as a firm.
Matt, we hope to see you down there in Dallas soon. Again, that's Matt Cole, Strive CEO. Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me.